welcome to Poetically Creative Mind podcast hosted by me, BM the Poet. This podcast is for people with a creative mind who need a little inspiration. I will be interviewing everyday people with creative minds, doing original poetry for myself and others, having inspirational conversation and more. This podcast will be available wherever you get your podcast from. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's me, Brian, back with another episode of Poetry Moments. Before we get into this episode, I want to tell you, come check me out on Wisdom. It's a mentoring app. I do something of a live broadcast. So come check me out, join in on the conversations. And if you don't have time, go listen to the conversations that's already uploaded. Just search my name and check me out. This first poet I have, Trevor Elliot. This poem talks about struggle and being able to make it through it. We all have been through some things, and we all have found a way to make it over it. So it's always a beautiful thing when somebody can put that into words.
A light once bright, now dim and suffocating. Every part of my being seizes, hesitating. These days feel outnumbered, compromised. Failure to sustain what I have synthesized. The weight of my pride, dragging my feet, swept away by the tide, longing for sleep. The air in my lungs burns and stings, searching for substance in material things. At the end of the day, I'm left with what I started, that dreadful feeling, alone and departed. The light so frightening, the dark so alluring. My lip I am biting, this fight I'm enduring. Frantically I reach for a reason to pursue the peace and happiness that I once knew. I can give in to lies, such as that I am alone, or that my heart is cracked and made of stone. But I know it's a lie, dressed as a truth. I hate that this lie has power to soothe. I hate that I'm like this, that I'm blinded by gray, but nothing can convince me not to push one more day.
Yeah, man, like I said, those words make you look at life in a different perspective. And that's the beautiful thing about poetry, I always say. You can take something negative and turn it into something beautiful. The next poet I have, you've heard him before, C.J. Wells. He's here to talk about understanding. His words always leave me wanting more.
Hi, my name's CJ Wills. I'd like to thank Brian for having me on the podcast today. And this poem I'm about to read to you is called The Understanding. I open my eyes to gaze into yours and counteract the fear. Blessings between individuals not seen through visuals. I only wish that you were here. So far away, I simply wish that you were near. What is traditional? There's not much left that is still original. I think to myself we're going to need additional individuals. All that's left is a typical, clinical, pitiful, political pinnacle at best. It's formidable. At the worst, there is no provisional, and after orders are followed, actions are unforgivable. We live in vile days and disgusting ways. It wouldn't hurt to sit down and listen to what each other has to say.
Finding that connection to have an understanding in this world that we live in today, those words put that shit together nicely. This next poet coming up, Jacqueline Kimberly. She's referred to me by one of my good friends, and I'm glad he told me about her because it takes you on a journey. So sit back and enjoy. Here's her poem, Selling the Fowl.
Hello everyone, my name is Jacqueline Kimberly, and this is my poem, Selenophia. The ray of warmth from the sun greets me as I shy away from it. If things are going so great, then why do my clouds want to hide the sun? I become more comforted by the stars and the moon, like how they are lit. As the stars slowly glide through the sky, I become undone.
Welcome back. We just took a quick, short journey through the mental of Jacqueline, deep in the stars. But don't worry, she'll be back with more. The next poet we have is Arsenio with The Fabric of Mentality. You know, our brains tend to weave different ideas into our head. Now brains get tied up in knots.
As I place my pen to deliver my encomium, lost in thought as if the air was tainted by opium. My mind's eyes in the cloud, the thunder of frustration, or it be, is extremely loud. Sitting in the seat of the bus, watching the light of the sky. One word stays on repeat in my ventromedial cortex, why? Has the passing by left me sitting in the singularity? I'll pause in ultimacy, batting my eyes in the sensation of wonder. Too much of it can cause a blur. Sipping water on my way home from my productive day of society, strengthening the aspect of my mental clarity. Often, one can become lost in their journey. Rough paths can cause pain, but in the convoluted way of life, we all sometimes can be a bit insane.
So did you get a chance to unweave your brain? Again, deep mental states, man. Poetry takes you there. And Jacqueline's back again, folks. But this time she's going to take you in her labyrinth. That word speaks for itself.
This one is called Labyrinth. Losing my sanity in this labyrinth I go, a maze of misfortune only the rarest come to know. Agony bleeds through this empty hall, a timeless space that will not get me through the fall. I choke as I tighten my grip. Insight has taught me many great things, however now I am starting to slip. I have found myself through this horrendous amount of pain. Some of you may think I must be going completely insane. I am crazy, not completely, not at all. I do talk some sense if you listen to it all. A treacherous gift I must learn to overcome. My heart speaks truth, but now I'm nothing but numb.
We all get lost in the labyrinth of our minds sometimes. It's just about continuing the search and finding your way out. I'd like to thank all the poets for coming on and sharing. I greatly appreciate you letting the people hear your voice and your words. Until next time, I get up with you. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. Please follow me at BM the Poet on Instagram and BM the Poet on Twitter. Please rate it 5 stars, subscribe, and share. Have a good evening.